Parler. So Parler's kind of blowing up. Obviously, what you hear from the left or the Silicon Valley Mafia, as I call them, they'll tell you, well, it's, they use the private platform argument, so go start your own. And then somebody does start their own, but it's immediately, I actually read an article in it was the Chronicle or the SF Gate, about, I went on Parler for one day and it was so full of hate speech, I couldn't even find a picture of a puppy. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, are you finding success there? Do you like it? And is it kind of ironic? Well, I'll let you know that I think it's kind of funny, maybe irony is not the word, that they tell you to go make your own platform, somebody does it, and then when it happens, they say, well, that's hate speech, or that should be banned from the App Store, or... So, obviously, they just move the goalpost again.
Of course, and then they want to cancel that. I hand it to the founders of Parler. I applaud people for actually trying to create a real free speech platform. The problem is that it's so small and it's so new that it can't compete or serve the people who are used to something like Instagram, right? Like there's nothing compared to me. I'm a creative person. Parler's great for getting out information. It's also great because it's sort of like the hardcore, free speech loving patriots, right?
That's hate speech.
Of course. But it's great because I'm like, I can actually reach, the people that are there. If we wanted to mobilize, if we wanted to get a message or information out, it's probably a really good way to do it.
You should all follow both of us on Parler.
Oh yeah, I'm FogCityMidge.
And I'm Report No Pine, but...
Yeah, go follow us on Parler. So I'm there on Parler and it's great, but the problem is it just doesn't have the capabilities. So one, you don't have the network that Twitter has. It's kind of a Twitter alternative for people that aren't on there. But, the thing about Twitter that I love is I actually love having the lefties on there. I love having the arguments. I love having a direct line to anyone in the world, really. Like, you can go on Twitter and you can be like, at Jim Acosta. And, like, you can just tweet at Jim Acosta. You could tweet at him basically whatever you want. It might get you banned, but you can say something.
He blocked me on Instagram. Unblock me, Jim. And all the CNN guys. Fredo actually blocked me and then unblocked me, but that's not what this is about.
That's weird.
Yeah.
He's like, I miss that guy.
Yeah.
I miss that troll.
He replied to one of my comments too and then blocked me, but again, that's not what this is about.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's hilarious.
And that's when the account was...
But see, it's fun though. Because then you feel like you actually can engage and interact with someone in a real way. The problem with Parler, it is a bit of an echo chamber, and that's unfortunate.
Totally.
But the other problem is it doesn't have the capabilities to be creative. So like for someone that's creative like yourself, myself, we like to post videos, we like to, add the text, we like to really engage and welcome engagement with like the comment section. You just don't get that going in the back and forth, and you don't get the trolls, you don't get the arguments. It's not the best for really effectively changing people's minds.
Gotcha. All right. That was amazing. Thank you. And last thing for real this time, thoughts on just the sequel rally today. We were both out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, nothing, there's not, sequels are never as good as the original, so that's always kind of a bummer. I have to say, I was still super amazed at the turnout today. And it's unfortunate, and I did bring this up because some of the other organizers, I have my little beef with them. You all know who I'm talking about if you're watching this. But, I have to say, I really think one thing that conservatives are not great at is bringing groups together. One group, today we had a bunch of these different events kind of happening at the same time and a bunch of competing events, so people were split up. Whereas I feel like the left doesn't do that. The left is just like, everybody's going to come here.
We're going to burn it all down.
We're going to need all of our lemmings. Like, everybody, you get to make a sign and be creative, but just come on down. This is where you need to be. And so I feel like we need to have unified messaging. So like, this is where we're all going to be. We're all here for this one thing. We're going to make signs that are along this messaging lines, and then we're going to march. And that's what we need to do, is just show up, be in one place, get all the bodies down there, and have a unified message. Because once it gets fractured and it becomes about this thing over here and then this thing, all of a sudden you kind of lose that, you lose that impact of seeing hundreds of thousands of people out there in one place demanding one thing. And the other thing is too, if you guys are conservative organizers, please talk to me. I got tips, I got advice. You can't have hours of speeches in the cold. You just got to keep it. The left is so good, man. They roll in, they do like an hour.
Well, they set things on fire, so it's always warm, and
I know it's always like warm.
They have spray paint
us.
and all sorts of things like that.
They're like ready to protest. They're professional.
Protesting.
Yeah,
totally. There's one other thing I was gonna say
about today.
Yeah,
about the 2.0.
Yeah, I honestly forgot. It must not have been that important. The helicopter.
That was incredible.
Is it Marine One? Is that?
Yeah,
I don't
Marine One.
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
was actually
they
pretty
got Air
epic.
Force One and then Marine
One.
Yeah, so they had the 3 helicopters fly over. I guess they always have 3 because they've got kind of 2.
Oh, I
to
saw
help
2.
distract.
I don't know. I didn't. They were flying like.
Yeah.
But it was low. I saw it. It was pretty low.
So Trump wanted to come by, and I think he knew, like, I can't just drive by this one place because there's multiple things happening. So he's, he took it over. He wanted to see everything. And I'd like to get a final, they can't really get a proper head count because the way they do it in DC is by like blocks. Like they know like this city block holds.
And those blocks are weird. They're like weird.
Yeah.
They're definitely not all squares like we're used to.
Yeah, but certain places, like I think Freedom Plaza holds like 12,000 people. So if that's packed, that's how they kind of, I think that's what it is. But so that's how they get these estimates. But I haven't heard yet how many people were there today, but it did not feel as big as the last one. Definitely. But again, it was fractured.
Okay, I remember. I wanted to say that along your thoughts about the messaging as far as conservatives, I feel like that's probably always been a problem. The left has everything.
They're so good.
Media, Hollywood, music. Every single thing.
Everything.
So maybe that's something. If it's not too late, that's something that the conservatives could certainly work on, is just getting that messaging, right?
I feel like we are. I feel like there's, as more creative people say, hey, look, I'm going to come out. I know my career, it's probably going to put my career on the line, but you see creative people. You see the gay who's straight, yourself, myself. I feel like we're creative.
Guys like Bryson and...
Yeah, of course. You've got like amazing artists who are creative, who are MAGA. And I feel like we just need to bring in even more of them, right? Because like we need people that can design websites. We need like people that can do everything to help our movement. And the problem is that I just don't think, the left, they get all these like super talented creative people who then donate and work for free and like, create these like great movements. But our side, we're busy working and we're busy like being like real people and raising families and doing all that. So we don't have enough, but I feel like if people do have a skill set, I always try to encourage them. I'm like, no matter what you do, just start like helping conservatives, because no matter what it is you do, guaranteed, like people on our side need help. Like whether you can edit or like help build a website or help out, like, like some people like just offer different things. So, it's how we get stuff done, is to come together and just support one another,
Love it. I guess that's it. Thank you so much. Awesome day. This is obviously far from over, depending on when you're watching this, but I guess that's it. Anything else?
No, just I guess keep following my work. If you see me post something, please share it. Turn on notifications on my Instagram for FogCityMidge. And yeah, like I don't reach new people anymore. Hashtags stop working. Nothing I do reaches new people. So the only way I reach anyone is when you guys share it with a friend. So just continue to share my content, because until I shake the shadow ban, it's really like a bummer. So just keep sharing. Awesome. And God bless you.
Thank you so much.
God bless America.
Talk to you soon.
Amazing. Thank you, Eric. We're good.
Back from the, is it Stop the Steal?
Stop the Steal, March for Trump.
The sequel.
I called it 2.0.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit.